Hey guys, good afternoon. Hope all of you are doing well. I've been just got back from Tapachula, Mexico. I had never been out there before. It was my first time going out there. And I decided on Friday that I would head out there by myself last Friday because they had a migrant caravan that would be departing the city of Tapachula, which is in the state of Chiapas, and headed towards America. A lot of them say they're not headed towards America, but to be honest with you, there's no reason for them to be in Mexico. There's not much for them in Mexico. We barely have enough resources for ourselves in Mexico. We already have enough hunger. We already have enough poverty. We already have enough in Mexico, and we don't have the resources for people from other countries, especially those massive amounts of people. I got there Saturday morning, which is when they got into the big confrontation with the Mexican immigration agents and National Guard and also the local police. But they weren't able to stop them. So from the time they cross the border until normally they give them 45 kilometers to stay in within once they cross the border. So if they want to go past those 45 kilometers, they have to go through immigration checkpoints, which is where the confrontations break out. As I got there was a confrontation breaking out. I actually ran into all the National Guard agents and police as I was getting off a car because they had just had the confrontation. So it seems to me this is what I got out of this trip, and I'll be going back soon because there's a lot more that has to be looked at, and people really have to see what's going on, how these people are moving around. And more than anything, that Mexico isn't really doing anything. Mexico was, I guess Mexico was collaborating more when President Trump was president. But right now, after Biden has sent out this message of everybody come in, they're organizing and they're coming in by the thousands. I was at a city called Whistla, which is about 30 miles north of Tapachula. And one of the migrants told me there's another big caravan coming soon. They're already on their way. It's approximately 6,000 people. This time it was only around 4,000. It's not the safest place to be in the middle of 4,000 migrants, to be honest with you. And I ended up learning a lot and just learning about their mentality, which I've been sort of following for the last few years. But right now, their mentality is nothing is going to stop them. There is nothing that is going to stop them. Nothing. That's their mentality. They will get in one way or the other into Mexico and eventually into, I believe, America. Some claim they're staying in Mexico, but I literally ran into like 3 that said they were staying in Mexico. Their main goal is to go into America. We didn't have the massive, 100,000 or 400,000 caravan because I don't even think they would be able to do all that, together. But we did have 4,000 people, and they're expecting 6,000 more. So if you keep adding on those numbers, it's not hard to see that this is a lot of people. Right now, between the beginning of the year, which is when this problem started, we're probably up to at least 40,000 people. They have their occupancy as far as hotels is completely booked because there are thousands of Haitians living in Tapachula who are not marching. They're not in any of these caravans together, but they're living in downtown Tapachula. The hotels are completely booked. The cheaper hotels are completely booked. They're taking over the houses in Tapachula. It's hard to find a house now because they've taken over They'll rent a house and they'll live, 10 of them in one house, kind of like what we saw in America in places like California. So they're doing the same thing there. So it's hard for the locals to find anything, to find a place to live. And those are some of the problems that having this overpopulation of migrants is causing to local Mexicans from Chiapas, from Tapachula. And a lot of them are upset because obviously they're taking their housing, the city continues to get more dangerous. It was already dangerous to begin with, certain areas, and it continues to get more and more dangerous because it's mostly the people from Central America that are committing crimes. Not so much the people from Haiti, but definitely some people from Guatemala and Honduras and some other places that the locals complain about, and they claim that it is very dangerous. It was hard for me to walk around with my phone because even the locals told me to be careful, and they were in fear either one of my phones would get taken, snatched away from me. I would get mugged while walking out of a supermarket or walking out of a restaurant at night. We went to a restaurant and we when we left, they said, put all your stuff away. You can't walk out of here in a very, decent, nice area. They said, you can't walk out of here with your phone. You have to put your phone away in your wallet. So, I remember walking out of the restaurant that night, holding on to my stuff and hiding it because those areas have gotten so dangerous. So, apparently we have another one coming this upcoming week. There's one that's already moving through Mexico, as some of you have seen. They left Saturday morning. They left Tapachula Saturday morning. From there, they went to a place called Obregon. From there, they went to a place called Huehuetan. And so they walk about 4 or 5 miles. They stop, they sleep, they leave a lot of trash behind, and then they keep on going. And this weekend, apparently, or this upcoming week, we have another one. I got to know a lot of the locals now. And aside from obviously the illegal immigration and all of that, I really liked the place. It's a great place. The people are great, and they're expecting me back soon because this is a problem that somebody is going to have to expose, show, and eventually, we have to find a way to fight back against. I don't think any other country would allow any of this to go on, to be honest with you. I don't think too many countries would allow for these massive amounts of people to just bust through their borders and violate the laws. It's not very, I don't think any other country would allow it. Mexico is in fear of getting involved because of the organizations, because of the human rights organizations, because of the United Nations, because of all these NGOs that are there making sure that the migrants do not get assaulted or stopped, really, because Mexico should have the power to deport them, especially not let them bust through their checkpoints and borders, obviously. I witnessed one deportation. It was one migrant that was kind of left behind. It was a woman with her daughter, and she had about 20 immigration officers come at her and grab her and put her in a van, and then from there take her to a bus. It didn't make sense to me because if they had that many people, why are they not grabbing more people? They're the only people that they are deporting or grabbing are people that are by themselves, which is why by now they figured that out. So that's why they do these collective massive migrant caravans, because they know that they are not going to be stopped. Anyway, this is a problem that, I'm not sure where exactly this caravan that just left Tapachula on Saturday, where they're going. I'm not sure if they're going to end up in Texas. I'm not sure if they're going to end up in Tijuana. We already have around 2,000 here in an area called El Chaparral. And I can tell you that Tijuana at this point can't really handle anymore. I'm not sure if we're going to have this huge crisis again in Del Rio. And they're going to try to, once again, camp out under this bridge in Del Rio, Texas, and get across again. But what I can tell you is this. Whoever is against this, whoever doesn't want to see this massive immigration, that is not orderly and it's not, done the way it should be done, call your senators, call your congress people, call your leaders, call the people that represent you in government, because something has to be done about it. I am against illegal immigration, and I'm mostly what I'm truly against is the destruction of America. I am against the destruction of the American culture. I grew up loving the American culture as an immigrant from another country, and I don't want America to change. That's my main concern. I feel America should be respected. I feel the American way of life should be respected by anyone who's coming in from another country. I am against abusing the government in any way, which is something that I've been talking about for a long time, because I feel that is what happens sometimes through children, through welfare and social programs. And that's what I am against. I am against abuse of America and basically draining the American economy and taxpayers paying for that for foreigners. These people have a lot of need in their countries, and I understand that, and I don't deny that, and I'm not blind to that. However, I don't think importing or exporting out of their countries hundreds of thousands of people and bringing them to America is going to be the solution. Another thing that I noticed while I was there was that a lot of them were getting money sent to them. A lot of money. I mean, I don't know how much money for each one, but the line was probably about 2 hours long to pick up money. Probably more, maybe 3 hours long to pick up money. Where are these people getting money? This was in downtown Tapachula at one of the Western Union locations. The line went around the corner. So, where are these people getting money from? Who's sending them money? Who's funding them? This is something that I've been questioning for the last 4 years. Who is funding them? What exactly is their leader's ultimate goal? Thank you, Kaj. What exactly is their leader's ultimate goal? I know that some of the people that are out there have been interviewing one of the leaders. But me as an American, what I really want to know is, where does this end? How many? How many people are you going to get into America? Do you care that half of America does not want any more, and probably more, doesn't want any more illegal immigration? Why do you feel America is responsible? What are you doing in your countries to try to make this better, to try to help these people stay in your countries? What can America do? Because a lot of them blame America. So these are all the types of issues that we have to understand at a not micro, but not right there, boots on the ground, but at a macro level, so that we understand how we can fix this. I mean, obviously, Biden and the Democrats, by promoting their open borders agenda, they are responsible for this. But where is this going to end? How much of it? How many hundreds of thousands of people? So far, right now, we've had tens of thousands just this year alone since Biden took office. How many more? How many more? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? Where are they going to work? Who's paying for them? Who's supporting them while they're in America? And so what states are they going to? What state are they sending them to? Georgia? Are they sending them to California? Are they sending them to Texas? Are they sending them to Florida? What exactly is happening with all these people that now we have thousands and thousands and thousands of? Where are they going? And where are they going to end up eventually? So, again, there's more coming. I invite all of you to obviously follow my journey, and like I said, I just witnessed 4,000 people coming through. I was right there in the middle of them, you know. Again, most of the mainstream media is not showing you this, and that's why I decided to go out there. That's why I decided to go out there 3 years ago, 4 years ago, because the mainstream media was not showing it. But there's more. There's more coming. This is not the end. And there are going to be more and more and more and more, probably every few weeks. I invite all of you to call your representatives, call your congresspeople, call your senators, and stand up against this, because I don't feel that looking at it on Facebook and complaining about it is gonna be enough, you know. And I'll be out there again so that you guys, you know, this time I went out there just sort of last minute. Definitely didn't plan it. I bought my ticket at 7 o'clock at night and flew out at 10 o'clock at night. Now, like I said, I've gotten to know a lot of the locals, and now I can have more information ahead of time. I've developed now good friendships with some of the locals, and they are great people, and they are also tired of this stuff going on, and they're going to be notifying me when obviously things happen. Follow my journey, and whatever footage of mine you want to share, feel free, because again, if we keep on showing what's really happening out there instead of, you know, and I'm against making things up. I'm against being an extremist. I'm against blowing numbers up and speculating. I'm more about going out there and showing you. And obviously, my opinion is that I'm against illegal immigration, and I'm against the total abuse and disrespect of America. So that's where I stand, and I always have. This is not new for me. But again, unless we have someone showing you so that you're able to show other people, so that people believe that it's actually happening, because it is, then we have no way to back up the truth. And that is the truth. There are thousands of people coming in from different countries, from Central America, from Haiti, from different places. And it's a sad reality that is happening at the U.S. border, at the Mexico border with Guatemala. The Mexican authorities are not doing much. They're, like I said, they're only grabbing single random people. I mean, I saw them grab one of 4,000 people. What is that going to do? And so that's why these people they're congregating. They're sticking together, because they know that if they stick together, they're going to have the United Nations. They're going to have all these other orgs that protect them, and that will prevent immigration authorities, Mexican immigration authorities, from putting their hands on them and actually doing their job. They're terrified of the consequences or the repercussions for doing their job. Any country that you come into illegally, or whose borders you violate, or whose laws you violate, even with us, I mean, we're Mexican, and we have to follow the law, because if we don't, we go to jail. We got stopped at one of the checkpoints, and they asked me, "Are you Mexican?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Okay," you know. So I have to answer to these immigration authorities. Why shouldn't people from other countries have to answer to them? So again, that's pretty much my experience right now with this issue. What I saw. I saw a lot more. I have a lot of footage that I took offline. I'll try to make a few videos to show you what I saw. And but this is just the beginning, because I feel that illegal immigration and this abuse is one of the main problems we have in America right now, for so many reasons, because of obvious reasons: economy, abuse of taxpayer money, obviously, resources. I mean, it's endless, and ultimately the destruction of America as we know it. America is a melting pot, but this is going beyond the melting pot. This is gonna turn America into another country if this continues over the next 4 years. We've already gotten thousands just since Biden took office. And I feel that there's going to be hundreds of thousands more over the next few years, if not millions more, over the next few years, as long as he allows this. So anyway, I will be back in Tapachula soon. Go to my website, www.palomafortrump.com. And And I will post more there as far as what I'm doing. I'm always posting here. I have my pages. Sometimes they get either shadow banned or I've had some of them taken down. So it's, you know, trying to find our own platforms as well is probably the best thing we can do right now, which is finally what President Trump is doing. Something I feel his team should have done since day one. Since day one, they should have been working on creating their own private platform so that no one could take away our voice the way they have. My page was reaching about 20 million people a month, and it was shut down from one day to the next. I was reaching 20 million people a month. There was a month where I reached 23 million people. That's a lot of people. And it was taken down from one day to the next because they claimed that I was a bad actor interfering with the U.S. elections from a foreign country. So when I'm a U.S. citizen, yeah, I mean, I was filming in Mexico, but I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm not a bad actor interfering in anybody's elections. I have the right to vote in America. I am now registered as a congressional candidate in the 33rd Congressional District in California. And I have every right to report the reality and the truth of what's going on at the borders and what will directly impact the future of our beautiful America. So go to my website always. Just, you know, if you can't find me, my website is always there, www.palomafortrump.com. And I'll be heading back out to Tapachula pretty soon and, you know, showing you what's going on. There's another big caravan coming. Very soon, another caravan is coming. It's unfortunate. I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know who is going to finally put a stop to it. But as Americans right now, call your representatives. Show them videos. Show them what's going on. You know, because it's great that we all share on Instagram and Facebook and everything else. But America has to be on the same page as far as this huge problem. Huge problem. I'm telling you that as an immigrant myself, this is a problem that I saw over 15 years ago. I knew that if this illegal immigration and this disregard for the American culture and the American way of life and the American language continued, it was going to be the end of America as we know it. That's why I got involved. That's why I continue to get involved. And hopefully we'll be able to change something. Hopefully we will be able to stop this somehow. But complaining about it on Facebook won't be enough. We have to take action. We have to make calls. We have to demand from our government because they're not going to stop it on their own. We have to do it. We, the people, have to stand up and fight back against what we know is wrong. And it's not racism, you know, and it's not radicalism, and it's not racism. I don't have anything against people from other countries. I don't have anything against Mexicans because there's some Mexicans involved in there too, in those caravans. Not many. These are mostly Central Americans. I don't have anything against people that look like me. What I am against is the destruction of America and the American culture and the American way of life and the abuse of America, a country that I love and that I don't want to see get destroyed. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you again soon. I'll be back in Tapachula pretty soon. And do what I just told you to do. Find out who your representatives are. Call them. Bombard their offices. Because somebody has to do something about this. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.